Can't be contained.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we're back now on the podcast. Are you listening? Yeah, you're listening. What's up, y'all? And welcome back to the Hungry. Holy shit. That's weird. I almost just said welcome back to the Hungry for Happiness podcast. Oh my Lord. It's been like forever. That's so funny. I kind of do miss, I said that to Jess, one of my best friends the other day. I was like, you know what? I miss Hungry for Happiness a little bit. Like, what a great brand. What a great business. Like, maybe I'll revive it one day. You know what I would love to do? I'm just going to put this out into the universe. I would love to have a co-founder of Hungry for Happiness. That's what I would love. I would love for someone who is so passionate about food and body and helping women overcome emotional eating to take it on and just like roll with it. I'll be an advisor, investor, and I'll run it with you. But like, I don't want to run another company. You know what I mean? But dang, that was a fun ride while it lasted. Anyways, this is not the Hungry for Happiness podcast. This is the Can't Be Contained podcast. And we are in our Burnout series, you guys. It's been so fun reading your emails, getting your DMs about how many of you are just reaching out to be like, yo, I didn't really realize I was burnt out. And then I started listening to the series and now I'm like, oh, shiza, I am burnt out. And I honestly, that's one of the things that I realized like multiple times during my career is how silent burnout is. You know, it like comes in as like irritation. Like I would just feel irritated with Eric for like no reason. I'm like, I'm so irritated. He would like breathe and I'm like, I'm so irritated by you. He's like, you gotta chill. I'm like, I think something's wrong. And then like I kept blaming. I'm like, I'm in my luteal phase or it's a full moon or like we're in a launch. And I'm like, no, this is just like something's going on. Like something's going to be. I always realized like when I kept like externalizing it and blaming something outside of myself, I'm like, I think it's time to just like really look at what's going on here. And I was overriding my nervous system with ambition, like chronically, constantly. And it's silent. It's hard, you know, and especially because like overachievement and like hustle, go, go, go is so prided in our culture. It's so ridiculous. Like hustling harder is actually like the biggest false. I mean, we'll get into that in another podcast, but like slow productivity is actually so important. Like doing less shit and doing it really good. You know, that's how we get out of burnout. And in today's podcast, we're talking all about physical burnout. And before we get into it, I want to share with you guys, for those of you who are coaches, aspiring coaches, people who want to do work in the world that actually is meaningful, you want to get your clients amazing transformations, you want to stop feeling stuck as a health coach and actually just like thrive, make a ton of money, not be like spiritually broke, but like be wealthy and spiritual and have a great life and do good shit in the world. Go check out the masterclass I did on how to grow your income, your impact, and your freedom by becoming a breathwork facilitator. I'm going to link it in the show notes of this video so you can go check it out. It's 45 minutes. You can watch it on 2x speed. I give you everything that you need to know in order to get started as a breathwork facilitator. So go check that out. Okay, so I want to talk about my mom briefly. So I've been trying to get my mom to do breathwork for like 15 years. Like ever since I started like doing breathwork myself, maybe like 17 years now. And every single time she's like, that's nice, honey. And she'll just like go back to sipping her wine and just like not listen to me. And recently, there's been more and more emerging research around how breathwork actually slows down the visible signs of aging. It's so supportive for our mitochondria health. Like, it's crazy, right? Like something as simple as breathwork actually impacts our mitochondrial health. It helps with our anti-aging. And so all of this research was coming in and I said that to my mom. And my mom, by the way, she like, whenever I talk about like breathwork to like release anxiety or heal your nervous system or any of that stuff, she's like, doesn't care. But the one thing that my mom really does care about is looking fabulous. So like if it's going to promote like a snatched jawline or like brighter skin or brighter eyes, whatever, she's like so all in. So when this research was emerging, she's like, why didn't you tell me that 15 years ago? And it's so crazy, right? The truth is the breath is biology. And when we change the way we breathe, we change how our cells function, right? So for those of you, let's start with some science. Bill Nye the Science Guy. I remember like in high school when we got to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy, like the teacher would roll in the overhead projector and I'm like, fuck yeah, Bill. And I only liked it because I could like have a nap during Bill Nye. Like I wasn't actually paying attention, but that meant I got to have a nap while everyone else learned about the stars. Anyways, love you, Bill Nye, the science guy. Thanks for all the naps. So the mitochondria are often called the powerhouses of the cell, okay? So they're responsible for generating ATP, which basically we breathe and mitochondria turn that oxygen into energy. That's how it works, right? It's like the energy currency of your body, right? It's what we need to think, to move, to digest, to live, all the things. And when we're chronically stressed out, our cells produce less ATP naturally, right? And it also produces more reactive oxygen, ROS it's called, which leads to oxidative damage, fatigue, inflammation, all of the hallmarks of physical burnout. So breathwork helps this by improving oxygen delivery to the cells and the tissues, right? So it helps get more oxygen to our cells and our tissues. And what that also is doing, like slow diaphragmatic breath work, is enhancing our vagal tone. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what that means, is we have a nerve in our body. It's the longest nerve in our body. And it's called the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve, the stronger the vagus nerve is, the more time we spend essentially in our parasympathetic nervous system. So it really helps to activate our parasympathetic nervous system. And so enhancing vagal tone downregulates chronic sympathetic, that fight or flight activity. What it also does is it reduces oxidative stress and inflammation by balancing the autonomic nervous system. It also stimulates nitric oxide release, which improves circulation and mitochondrial respiration. And when we do controlled breathing, right? So like 2 breaths in, 1 breath out, it increases the parasympathetic activity, enhances gas exchange, and supports cellular recovery. So really, breath work for our physical body is so important. It's so important. Like even acting as a detox for our system. Like we detox a lot of just toxins out of our mouth, right? A lot of people think like when we lose weight, it's all coming out of our sweat. It comes out of our breath. It's wild. I had a client once, her name was Jenna, and she struggled with chronic fatigue. And it was interesting because she was super healthy. She ate really well. She was really big into Pilates, but she was constantly tired. And she was actually one of our Pause Breathwork facilitator students. What's up, Jenna? And after struggling like 18 months with severe fatigue, she was sleeping like 12 hours a night and still waking up exhausted. Right? She was still waking up exhausted, and her blood work showed elevated inflammation markers and suspected mitochondrial dysfunction. And so I started looking at some of the research and we looked at it together. And I was like, why don't you just commit to 20 minutes of continual conscious breath work for 3 months? Just do it for 3 months. And then go get your blood work done again and let's see what happens, right? So for 3 months, she did 20 minutes every single day. It was particularly the like coherent breathing, right? So either like an inhale for 4, exhale for 6. It was simple. It was gentle, right? It wasn't like that super intense breath work. And her energy levels began to really return. So what happened is her HRV increased from the low 30s to the high 50s, which HRV is a marker for improved autonomic resilience. For those of you who like wear an Oura ring, you can check out your HRV on there. And it's wild. Like, it's so interesting to see my HRV. Like, the more, like, there's a direct relation between my breathwork and meditation practices and HRV. So she was able to really see this improve. She noticed that her brain fog had lifted. She was going back to doing her workouts because she stopped her workouts because the fatigue was so high. Yeah, it was so cool to see her, all of her markers dramatically increase. I was like, let's just do an experiment. Let's just try it out. And yeah, it was just so amazing to do that. And I think sometimes the simplest things in our world, like our breath, our food, the water that we drink, the sleep that we get, like those things are so critical. Like when my friends talk about like, oh, I have this issue and this issue and this issue, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's start with the basics. Like, are we sleeping? Are we drinking enough water? Are we moving? Are we breathing? Are we eating amazing food, organic? Are we removing our toxic load? Are we, replacing our soy candles with beeswax candles? Like, there's simple things that we can do. And like, let's clean up all of those environmental things first. But while you're cleaning up those environmental things, like get yourself into a breathwork practice. Like really, truly commit. If you can't commit to 20 minutes a day, can you commit to 5 minutes a day? Like that's going to be so helpful. When you are physically burnt out, your body isn't just tired, it's operating in survival mode, right? So we can either operate in a mode where we're operating from overflow and energy and we're thriving, or we can operate from survival. And unfortunately, most of our world is in survival mode because our world is so damn fast, and it's glorified to keep going. It's glorified to let your ambition override your nervous system. It's glorified to keep pushing. Like it's glorified to be, it's crazy. Like rest is not celebrated in our culture. It is in other cultures, which is beautiful, but like where I'm from, around these parts, it's not. And so it takes like, God, it's so weird. Like it almost takes like a rebellious, like, how can I even say this? It's like healing burnout for me, it was almost like a F you, like F this. Like I'm not subscribing to this hustle culture. I'm not subscribing to this shit anymore. It was almost like that energy of like, F this, right? Survival, when we're in survival mode, energy is rooted away from regeneration, right? Like hormone balance, digestion, cellular repair, like all of those things. And it goes towards more of a threat response. So breathwork has this a beautiful ability to break the cycle. It gives your body permission to downshift. It's like, all right, we're not doing that anymore. We're going from here to here, right? It restores oxygen to your cells. It reactivates mitochondrial function. And it allows your healing, like the healing systems, to turn back on. Like we're safe to heal, right? We're safe to heal. This is all good. Breathwork is not just emotional, it's metabolic. And when you regulate your breath, you upgrade your biology. So powerful. It's so powerful. And it really helps everything begin to move. Everything begins to just work better. The quality of our life comes down to the quality of our breath. So if we are breathing shallowly, is that even a word? Maybe not. Who knows? Shallowly. It sounds nice. It's a nice word. Shallowly. What are you going to name your daughter? Her name's Shallowly. Speaking of naming daughters, I had the idea the other day of the name Berlin, and Eric just looked at me like I had 4 heads. I'm like, I think that name is really beautiful. He's like, you got to stop like only choosing names that are cities of places, because that's literally all of my names. I'm like Dallas, Berlin, Phoenix, Vancouver. I'm just kidding. Imagine if someone named their kid Vancouver. Okay, I digress. So another really important note to make is the correlation between breathwork and pain management. And this is something that not many people talk about. When we use breathwork, it allows us to release chemicals in our body that is natural pain relievers. Think about women in birth, right? Like the breath allows those natural chemicals to be released in the body so that it acts as pain management. So whenever I'm getting my period, that is what I do. I feel like that onset of like pain in my uterus, like it's gonna, fall out of my butthole. You know that feeling? Did I just say that? Should we keep that in? Let's just keep that in. That's so weird, but it's just kind of how it feels. It's like, oh my God, it hurts so much. I come to my breath. I do like slow diaphragmatic breath work, not the like spicy, energizing breath work. Like, don't do that. Like, and like really add a sound in there. Really get it going. All right, my loves, if you are listening to this episode and you are not yet on the Pause Breathwork app, I want to invite you to join us. We have a free 14-day trial. Get your hands dirty. There's hundreds and hundreds of tracks on there for you to try, all ranging from 3 minutes to 45 minutes and everything in between. It's an opportunity for you to just have breathwork on demand, have that little piece of like something on demand that you can come back to when you forget how powerful you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you could do me the biggest freaking favor, it helps the show so much. Wherever you're listening to this, if you could subscribe, follow, just let the algorithm know like, yo, this content is good. It honestly means so much and it helps so much. And if you can do that, I promise I will continue to deliver the best quality, the best value crap that I can pull out of my body and bring it to you every single week. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. I love your face, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.